It is not the same universe.
It is not the same Warhammer universe. Are you kidding?
It is not.
That is so. And
Listen, man,
you
needed to get this out. Yeah, it seems like you had to talk.
Did you just call it a wank of fiction?
I am recording at normal speed. My microphone is actually doing pretty well right now. Huh.
Do you usually not record at normal speed?
No, I was.
Is this a film joke? I'm too broke to understand, or I'm too rich to understand, I should say.
No, you got it right the first time. It's because, I mean, it was sort of a film joke. The air quotes joke is on film sets, like, because of the way it used to be back in the day, is that the film reel and the sound reel were separate reels. And because it was essentially being recorded onto like a fucking like a tape.
Right. Well, that's why they did the clapper in front of the camera so you could see when the sound should hit.
They still do that, like on every set I've ever been on. That's still a thing.
Hey, why not?
But
right?
they used to say sound speed. It goes, lights, camera ready, sound speed. Actually, it's usually sound speed then camera. So lights, nobody says anything. Or you'll tell because all the lights are on. Sound speed, camera ready or rolling, sync, and then the guy comes in, says the so-and-so take, so-and-so number, so-and-so day, usually. Sometimes even the name of the film, they'll be like, oh, such and such name, day 3, scene number, whatever, take, whatever, marker, or clap, or sync. And then fucking clap it real loud, and then they get out, and then camera waits. Then camera waits a second until everything's settled, and then action. And that's how a film set do. And that's basically all you need to do to be in Hollywood. Just follow.
And then you go and you remake old movies. You know what we need? It's a more wonderful life.
The one secret Hollywood won't tell you.
No, Hollywood tells us every year. Don't you worry.
10 step. This is the 10-step process. Just follow these 10 steps and get longer movies. Welcome back to Off the Air.
I feel like in this case, movies is supposed to mean penis, Dan.
Ooh, have you not seen some directors? Some directors, the movie length is definitely related to penis length.
The longer the movie, the shorter the penis, right? And they're just trying to show you that they are capable. Look how big their movie is.
Oh yeah, 100%. That is exactly what.
Oh yeah. Not to call out Martin Scorsese in his almost 4-hour movie he just dropped to prove a point, but I'm just saying. I still haven't watched that. I'm very sad.
Don't.
What do you mean don't? I fully intend to watch that movie. Are you kidding me? I've heard nothing but good things, and I love his mob movies.
4 hours.
Yeah, I've watched Casino twice, and it's like 2.5 hours.
That's not the same as 4 hours.
It is not the same as 4 hours, but watching it twice is.
Once you hit 4 hours, just make a goddamn miniseries already. It's okay.
Nope. He's about film. He's not about TV. It's different.
That's not how TV or miniseries works.
I have a point to make about film, but let's do the clap real quick. All right.
3, 2, 1. Tight.
See, Martin Scorsese's too good for a miniseries is the thing. He's a director, and he's not freaking. I'm trying to think of anyone who's directed for TV that has also done I can't remember the name of the Breaking Bad directors that
Ryan
just
Johnson
kicked everyone
did
in the
episode
teeth.
of Breaking Bad.
He did? Which one?
He did. I don't remember, but I remember that's a thing.
Unimportant. I bet it was a bad episode.
Like 90% sure. Let's see. Yep. Directing episode for its 3rd season, the episode Fly. It was he also did Ozymandias.
He did. I usually would call it Ozymandias.
Ooh, interesting. I've only ever pronounced it Ozymandias.
I don't remember how they said it in Watchmen.
Nope, I'm looking it up right now.
Which is my memory of how I said it, and now I might be wrong.
You're probably correct.
But yes, I mean, that episode is regarded as one of the greatest. I'm not going to lie, The Fly, I didn't enjoy as much.
It is Ozymandias. Well, now I feel stupid.
I feel so good. I don't often get... I don't know if you knew this about me, Dan, but I am a skim reader in the worst way, and I do not take the time to figure out how to pronounce words almost ever. So
I hate that that's how you pronounce it. Ozymandias sounds so much cooler to me.
That sounds
I feel
it sounds worse to me, but
Well, that's because you know how to say it correctly.
To each their own. But I have this giant problem of I'm flipping through book and I just see a word that I don't immediately know how to pronounce and my brain just throws a garble at it and I move on. And if I just stop and look at it, I'm like, oh, that's how you say it.
That's how you use your big boy words.
But instead, I will garble that name like nobody's business.
Forever.
Yeah, pretty much.
To be fair, that is most people. And I would even argue, how often have you actually heard the name, besides Watchmen, Ozymandias ever said? Because I literally only didn't even know that was like a thing in Watchmen or a name of a Breaking Bad episode. I literally only know it from the poem. I have not.
Oh my gosh.
It's one of those movies that I know I need to see. I probably would enjoy it, but I also know that a fuckload of pretentious film nerds are like, oh, you gotta watch. You gotta watch the movie.
I mean, you know why they say that though? You know why they say that? Because it's everyone's favorite thing. You subvert expectations. And this guy's out here, I can't remember the writer of Watchmen's name off the top of my head. And he's out here like, if superheroes really existed, they'd be some pretty messed up dudes. They'd actually be like the Nazis. They'd be the worst. And everyone's like,
I mean,
nah, give me my Spider-Man. And then this guy's like, no, actually, this man vaporized the entire country of Vietnam. And everyone's like, nah, give me Superman. And you just move on,
Mm-hmm. I was always kind of under the impression that the Watchmen were not. It was kind of had the Fight Club problem, where like Fight Club, you're not supposed to like.
You're not supposed to come away from it and being like, yeah, that was great. Yeah,
you're not supposed to be like, they knew what was up. You're supposed to be like, ooh, big yikes. And like, I feel like from what I hear, Watchmen has the same problem, where you're supposed to come away from it. And Joker, too.
You would be correct. Because everyone's favorite Watchmen character is Rorschach, and Rorschach is not a good guy. Rorschach in every other movie would be the villain. He's the Punisher. He's the Punisher, is what Rorschach is.
Yeah, he is the
That's
Punisher.
All he is.
Yeah. Or I like Blue Man McDick Pants. Or Dick No Pants, I suppose.
I was going to say, he doesn't have
Dr.
pants.
Manhattan. I know his name. I do know his name. That was
I will be honest,
before I get yelled at.
When you said that, I did not remember his name. I'm just like, nah, man, he doesn't wear pants. That's what I got caught up on. Dan out here implying the good doctor wears pants.
I like him because he's essentially ends up saying, fuck it, I got better things to do, and leaves. And I respect that.
I mean,
I respect
that is what he does. Yes,
I just
a major plot point.
Literally, that's his whole thing. But I was like, pretty sure that was like the whole thing.
Y'all blow, and he went to Mars
and just sat and hung out by himself on Mars. I was gonna say, I just looked at Dr. Manhattan to see who played him, and first of all, a spoiler for the TV show, which is fine, whatever. But secondly, and arguably more importantly, the second article was, and I quote, could Dr. Manhattan get it? And I want you to know, yes. The answer is yes, he could.
He could get it, huh?
He could, in fact, get it.
Wow. Show of hands, who's surprised that Dr. Manhattan could, in fact, get it? No one at all. Nobody is surprised. Dang.
I like that. Ooh, I just looked up Ozymandias, and I've never heard the term anti-villain before, and now I'm like really fascinated by that as an idea. Hold on.
Oh, he's a compelling character.
That's a much more interesting character than an anti-hero.
Yes, no. Yeah. I really think you should stop looking into it, and you should make the time to watch it.
I'm reading the TV tropes page, which is a real mistake.
Yeah, I would stop because you're going to get
you're
going to get spoilers for the movie.
Not the movie. No. I'm looking at anti-villain TV tropes.
Okay.
There's a sliding scale of anti-villains. Man, villains are cool. Why can't they make better villains out in the world?
You mean instead of just remaking the Joker again?
You know who's a bad villain, but is so much fun to watch on screen? Fucking actually, hold on. It'll be out. Oh, it's coming out today. Kylo Ren is what I was gonna say, but that movie's out today. That when this episode goes live, the midnight showings will start.
Yes.
Dude, I am mad I'm not gonna get to see it for like a full 2 weeks. Easy. I just don't have the time or money right now. And as somebody who, I'm not kidding, love Star Wars more than I think any other series. I don't know if you're aware. I might have talked about it once or twice.
You like Star Wars? No.
Fucking nerd. It makes me real sad. I'm real sad about it. Real not happy.
Well, I'm sure you'll get around to it sooner than later.
Sorry, I didn't hear that. What?
Sorry. I said I'm sure you'll get around to it sooner than later, and I'm sure you're going to love it.
I'm sure I will. Spoiler alert. I liked the Star Wars movie, and I didn't hate it as much as I feared I did. Can we talk about Star Wars rumors without going into like Star Wars like story stuff?
Like rumors about the new Star Wars?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah.
I know some people don't love that, so I'm just gonna. So J.J. Abrams put out. Do you know who Ahsoka is? Did you ever watch any of Clone Wars or any of Rebels?
I know who she is.
So first of all, I'm blanking on the name of the guy who Dave Filoni. Dave Filoni has the most love for Ahsoka, not in like a creepy way, but in a this is his character and he's going to protect her at all costs kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
And to be fair, she's a very fun character and very interesting and like has so many things that are fascinating about the way she is as a people. But J.J. Abrams just teased that like literally like today, I think, teased that she was going to be in the new movie. And here's my thing, big doubt. Because
tease that she's going to be in the new movie, like the movie that is getting released today.
Yes, that is getting released today. That's what I said. I think at most you'll get somebody with her like one of her species in the background and be like, oh, is that Ahsoka Tano? And the answer is probably, but like,
I don't know. There's not a fan.
No way. There's no way. That's it. We do get the Ghost, which is the ship from Rebels, and that shows up in like one of the trailers, so that's cool. But yeah, I just don't see that as being like a realistic thing that happens. I just don't. Hashtag not bloody likely.
Mm-hmm.
And like, even if they did, I wouldn't even know how, what content. Like, they're literally at best, she's an Easter egg in the background.
See, that's the way I see. As a person who did not watch the show, it would make me angry for them to try and insert her in the last movie of the trilogy.
That's what they did with Saw Gerrera. They just dropped him in. He was originally from Clone Wars and Rebels.
I did not know that. And then they got
and actually
rid of him.
he showed up in the new game as well. Fallen Order. He's now appeared in every possible Star Wars medium.
Huh. Well, good for him.
One of the only characters that's not like one of the big the big names, like one of the main, that has appeared in every Star Wars medium.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think is really neat because it implies that, hey, there are people that are important to the story that are just not getting their story told yet.
That aren't Skywalkers or Han Solo.
Mm-hmm. Or they're Skywalkers or Solos or a Chewbacca.
Yeah. I mean, Chewie's more of a dog than anything, as George has said.
He really is.
He's really... I saw my favorite argument, though, that Han is the dog of the relationship, and that's why Chewie goes to such extents to keep him safe.
God, that's so good. I love it so much.
Because, like, I can't disagree with any of the logic. No, I can't disagree, though. Like, the logic... It doesn't work,
because you're not letting your dog drive the fucking car.
This is true. However, Han's a smart dog. He's a good boy, Dan. He's a good boy.
That's true. That is true.
Are you trying to tell me that you've never met a dog mom who has been like talking up their dog and how smart their dog is and they almost can speak type of stuff? I'm just saying.
I have seen that.
Yep. I'm just saying. Before we move away from movies, though, because we are in dangerous territory of drifting away from movies, and go. And Jackson is not here with us at this time. If Jackson makes it back, because I think he had to work late today, if Jackson makes it back in time to join us, then that will be fantastic and wonderful. Because I would like to hear his take on this, but I want to talk about Drive and the fact that I think it was bad. Not bad. Not like bad, but like it wasn't great.
I mean,
and I will give you my reasons so that you can tell me why some of my stuff is right/wrong, and you can tell me why this movie is more important than I am picking up. Because I know it is. However, I watched.
Let's hold on. Let's get this out of the way. I have not seen it since like 2012, maybe. So I don't remember almost anything.
That's fine.
Go ahead.
All right. So I watched this movie last night, and I think it is reasonable for me to say it is very hard to not look at this movie and compare it to Baby Driver, right?
Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah.
Obviously, it is unfair since Baby Driver is newer and it was not made to be compared. And more people will be like, you compare Baby Driver to Drive, not Drive to Baby Driver type of thing.
If you think one is a better movie, that's the one that's how you compare it. That's
exactly.
Just how
I think Baby Driver was the better movie about the driver who doesn't talk a lot.
Fair enough.
I watched Drive and I'm like, okay, this is kind of cool. I liked the intro where he did his like little Edge Boy opening where he's like, I'll be there in a 5-minute window, minute before, minute after, you're on your own, or whatever the hell he says. Mm-hmm. And like, I liked that. And then he drove away, they escape, and I'm like, cool, this is great. But then freaking Gosling is walking out and he's like, got the most blank expression on his face. And I'm just like, I don't know if I like that. It's just a little too blah.
You mean the opposite of what Ryan Gosling is as like a person?
He's just not, Ryan Gosling is not a good blank slate person. He's just
he's no Keanu Reeves.
It's very uncomfortable to see him play that role.
That's fair.
And I'm willing to write that off and be like, okay, whatever. But as the movie goes on, it had a story. You know, its story was this dude's about to become a driver on a stock car backed by the mob. That's a story.
That's cool.
That's a whole story by itself, but that's a throwaway plot point in this movie.
Amazing. And
I'm just like, okay, they bought him this car. He now owes the mob a lot of money at 70% interest. He's screwed. Hopefully this works out, you know? And then we introduce a new character, fresh out of prison, and I'm like, the husband of his kind of girlfriend. I know where this is going. Husband's gonna be abusive or something, and then he's gonna end up being his driver, and he's gonna end up letting him get killed or something like that. You know what? Props to the movie for not doing that. I respect that. Mm-hmm. Not props to the movie for like what immediately follows, which is, well, no. Before that, it was just really slow. It's trying to get me to care about this character who I don't even remember his name. I really don't. They said his name infrequently enough. I literally have no idea what the name of the main character was. And that's a problem.
I think the main character's name is like Driver. I don't think you ever say his name. Ryan doesn't have a name in the movie.
Really?
Yeah, somehow that's worse to me. Because at least in Baby Driver, his name is, his air quotes name is Baby. Like that's just the shtick.
Like, I'll accept that, you know? I'll accept that Baby's name is Baby. That's like a nickname or a name or something. But Ryan's just called Driver, and that's dumb.
Yeah, that's the other half of Baby Driver, you see.
Put them together. But, you know...
Okay, hold on. Mm-hmm. Don't tell me you wouldn't watch a movie.
Oh, I'd watch it.
Called Baby and Driver. And like it was a sequel to both movies.
I actually would hate that with every fiber of my being.
Why? That would be so good.
No, it wouldn't. They don't mesh enough.
They would be very good. Don't worry.
Besides, the driver's supposed to apparently die at the end of this movie. Spoilers for...
Really?
Oh, I guess it is 2011 this came out. So I guess that's actual kind of spoilers almost.
It's 8 years. You're fine.
Well, I mean, we did call spoilers on Game of Thrones, which is 20 years old.
Game of Thrones, but the Game of Thrones show is relatively recent.
Fair. But like, I don't know. It's implied he has a mortal injury, but he's driving away and he's fine. So it's sequel bait. I don't know if they made a sequel to this.
They did not.
Thank the Lord. I know they made a sequel to Driver, I think is the name of the movie, with Jason Statham, which is like this movie on crack. But anyway, I don't know.
I didn't realize how well received this movie was.
You did not realize how well it was?
How well received it was, yeah.
Yeah, it's very well received. I am apparently heavily in the minority saying that I thought that Baby Driver was the far superior version of Drive. That got me some flack on Facebook.
I did see that.
Yeah,
it was one of the few times I went on Facebook in the last month, and I was like,
I love that.
Like, Noah said some shit.
I saw you like my status, and I'm like, good Lord, Dan's alive on Facebook.
No, yeah, I scroll through and I even tweeted about it today. I was like, hey, every now and again I scroll through Facebook. It's always a mistake. And that was because right after I saw that, I saw some great far right, Hillary gets everyone dead memes. So that was cool.
Yay. It's a dead meme. That meme needs to die. Back to Drive.
It's not a meme. It's a belief that people have.
Yeah, I like to call it a meme because it makes me feel better, okay? Anyway, I wanted to watch a movie about a getaway driver, you know? And the fact that he is a Hollywood stuntman and a mechanic and a getaway driver feels weird, you know?
That's fair.
Like Baby was just the driver. And I like that. His character was like very minimal. And then he had a personal life. He wasn't this mysterious loner who doesn't do anything and is just alone and doesn't talk and is alone. And that's his character trait is being alone. That's shitty and played out.
That's fair. Super fair.
And to be fair, 8 years ago, this was not a shitty played out trope.
All tropes have been shitty and played out for all times forever.
Oh, my mistake. Retroactively, it is played out is the problem, though.
That's fair.
And I guess this was a book, so we can yell at James Salas, who apparently wrote the book.
Huh.
But that's all I know. He wrote Drive the book. Drive the novel came out this year.
What's the difference between a book and a novel?
Word count.
So he just made Drive longer.
Shorter, I believe.
Because a novella is like really short.
Yes.
Well, Equit's really short in this context.
You know what? I'm not going to actually comment on which order which things go, but yes, he either made it longer or shorter.
Between novel and book. We live in 2019, almost 2020. We can look things up.
I'm literally on Google looking up Drive, but I cannot be bothered to look up the difference between a book and a novel.
Novel versus book. Was
I right?
Noah?
Is there no difference?
No, I was gonna say you should know. This feels like a thing you should probably know, given your significant other. But whatever. Not to roast you all in front of everybody.
But no, do roast me because I don't know the difference between a book and a novel.
So, book is handwritten or printed work of fiction or nonfiction. Novel is long prose that disguise fictional characters and events. Book can be either fiction or nonfiction. Novels are always fiction. Book is a general term that refers to works of literature. Novel is a type of book. Et cetera, et cetera. It basically is.
But novels do have a word count, don't they? Like I'm 100% sure there's a limit. There's like a limit of you have to have so many words to be a novel. I was so sure.
Without a fixed count for the minute. Okay. Yeah, it does have a fixed count written in not less than 40,000 words.
Okay, cool. That makes me feel better.
So they presumably made it longer. Let's see. How long is a novella? Novella is a short book, 30,000 to 60,000. What's the word for when it's longer than a novel?
A tome. I don't know. I feel like tomes are usually like. I don't think this is important.
Let's see. What's longer than a novel? There's a novelette. Novelette, I guess you would pronounce, if it's novella, which I've only ever heard pronounced novella. It's novelette. It's amazing. Length of fiction. Here we go. Novel is where it ends.
Did you just
That's
call
as high
it
as
a
it gets.
wank of fiction?
Work of fiction. I wish I'd said wank of fiction. Play the tape back, Noah. Play the tape.
I'm not going to play it back. I don't care that
Play
much.
it back.
I don't care that much.
Play it back, you coward. Length of fiction. Here we go.
Anyway.
Okay. So yeah. Point is, go on.
Yeah, I don't know. I found it to just be a little. It fell flat for me. There were so many things that was like so close to being good, and it just didn't make it. I don't know.
I mean, that's fine. You don't have to love it.
I don't have to love it, but I guess like I'm just annoyed that it is as well received as it was because its original soundtrack is good. The synth stuff they had going on, very enjoyable. If at times, it's super payday, very payday.
Yeah, synth wavy is what I was gonna say. But
there were times when it felt a little uncomfortable and like counter to the mood. But then, then they had these sections of licensed music, and that was bad.
That's fair.
The music reeked of early 2000s to the point that I did not realize this movie was made in 2011 because the costuming and everything just felt so
old.
2002.
That's fair.
I don't know. The movie felt very dated and not when it was made. And if that's a choice, then that's fine. Also, Gosling's outfit was bad. That white scorpion jacket.
There it is.
Not
That's
a
the take.
fan. The blue jeans with the nice brown shoes. Literally, I'm watching this, and Nina and I are having this conversation about how we feel like they're trying to make his outfit iconic, and it just, I can't care about it.
I get you.
I like the gloves. The gloves are cool. The jacket is a gaudy monstrosity, but it could be cool. The shoes, but the fact that they combine all these things and they don't really fit, they don't fit together. You know, the gloves and the jacket, sure. The shoes and the jacket don't really fit. I guess that's my main issue. The shoes don't fit the jacket. I don't know.
Hey, I'm here. I'm here agreeing with you. I'm down to
making these opinions out. I was just bitter at the movie in general. And why'd he wear his stuntman mask to run the mob boss off the cliff? Why'd he kill the mob boss wearing a freaking bald guy mask? There were so many things about this movie that was just like, why?
So
why are you doing that? Why are you doing
mad.
that? Why do you have to kill Bryan Cranston's character? He didn't kill him. The other mob boss did. But like, I mean, the man was a bumbling buffoon through the whole movie. Bryan Cranston was the best part of this movie. I loved him. Oscar Isaac's character was good too. But like, and I love Ron Perlman, but he was definitely underutilized in this movie. I don't like seeing Ron Perlman without stubble. That's a personal opinion that is literally the least important thing on planet Earth.
Listen, man, I'm like, you
accept
needed to get this out. Yeah, it seems like you had to talk.
It was not the greatest movie. And I am annoyed that the only people that popped up in my comments were mad about that.
That's fair. Yeah, no, that's a good thing to be annoyed at people about.
And I mean, I'm not going to get people hopping in my comments and just agreeing with me. That's not what happens, and that's fine. But like, a friend of mine's like, no, I love Baby Driver, just putting it out there. And I'm like, I don't know. I found the first half and the ending scene of Drive to be a little but the middle was fun. Because that's when the action happened, and I'm like, not to be like an action baby, but like when I go into watching a movie about crime, I expect either a good crime drama or an action-y crime drama. Like I expect story I feel is important, in my mind. And then we're out here with I just said that I thought Drive, like what I said about Drive, the beginning and end scene were My friend's just like, I think Edgar Wright would respectfully disagree with you on that one. And I'm like,
that's cool. You're allowed to disagree with the director.
That's fine. But Edgar Wright is not Jesus. Okay.
Yeah. Well, okay. Hold on. Back up here. Maybe. But I just linked Noah to an XKCD that is basically we want, instead of having 60% people talking and 40% action, I want 30 seconds of exposition with 90 minutes with a 90-minute action scene right behind it. And that's it. That's the whole movie.
I love this.
I'd watch it. I won't lie.
Coming this summer, River Tam beats up everyone. I hate that it's in papyrus.
Well, yes.
Oh, that's atrocious.
But it's okay.
Also, every now and then I remember that Avatar had papyrus as its logo font, and I'm just like, huh.
Wait, did it?
Yeah. Not the Last Airbender, the other Avatar.
No, I know that.
The Blue Avatar, if you will.
Yeah, I guess it is. I never noticed.
Yeah.
It's slightly stylized, but yeah. It's
stylized enough that it's not just papyrus, but it's still just papyrus.
It's papyrus adjacent.
I was trying to think of a funny way to say papyrus adjacent, if you will, but I couldn't come up with one. So, yeah, that's about it. Dan, you've been playing a boatload of Vermintide recently, right?
That's a segue right there, boys and girls.
I don't want to brag, Jesus, but I'm the smoothest segue on planet Earth.
This is why you need co-hosts. Christ. Because I was going to do, speaking of papyrus, so I've been playing Vermintide recently, and one of the races in that is called the Tomb Kings. And the Tomb Kings are just straight up like heavily ancient Egypt inspired mummy race.
What
undead.
A better transition than mine.
Yeah, because I know how to do my job.
See, not to steal your thing, but real quick, I feel like I need to say this because a lot of people don't know this / do not agree with my stance on this.
Which is?
One of the things I find funniest in life is making comments I know are distinctly not funny. And the reason I enjoy that is because I love the reaction I get from people when I say something that I know is not funny and they know is not funny, and they just give me this look like, you know that's not funny. Why did you say that? Jeff gives me this look all the time. He reacts like the other night. and then we will get back to you because I
No,
do
you're
want to
fine.
hear what
Go
you have
off.
to say. But the
Go
other
off.
night, Nina told me this really, really stupid joke. I'm gonna find it real quick because I need to make sure I'm quoting properly. All right, but it was one of like Jeff's youth pastor voice like comments. You know, let's see. Here it is. And I'm just like, Nina had told Jeff. And then she's like, I don't know why I didn't just message it to the like group chat that we are all in. And I'm like, oh, I'll do it and pretend I came up with it because I think that's very funny. I'm just like, y'all, I just came up with the funniest thing ever. Jeff, pay attention. Youth pastor voice. Jesus was
Yeah, you
vibe
gonna get
checked
it
for
out?
our sins.
Yeah, no, you're right. That's not funny.
It's not that funny. But then Edge is out here like, it's been done, and it's been done much better. So I'm just like, this isn't for you, it's for Jeff. And Edge is just like, the way you preface this makes it seem like you already knew it wasn't funny and that you needed to set up to make it its own thing. Jeff responds like an hour later. He's like, I don't know, man. I've heard it before a few hours ago from Nina. And I'm just like laughing. I'm like, that is the joke.
I hate it.
So
I won't lie to you. I hate it.
I'm amused to death by this. And meanwhile, Edge is just looking at me that not funny, didn't laugh Donkey Kong. And Jeff is like, I know, you know what'll be hilarious? I'll tell a joke that I know everyone has already heard poorly, on purpose, you know, as a joke.
I want...
Oh my gosh. It's just so funny.
I won't lie. I get where you're coming from. I still hate you.
Jeff immediately roasted me with a cooking meme, if it makes you feel better.
It does make me feel objectively better. That is true.
There's a picture of an onion, olive oil, salt, and garlic, and he's like, this is literally all that Noah cooks with.
I hate it. I hate everything.
All right. Vermintide me, please. I think I have a copy of Vermintide. I'm going to have to check.
You probably do. You should check. It's a good game.
Because I think I got it in a
Second
Humble
one
deal.
is... Yeah, you definitely did. That's been a thing. No, I'm not. Actually, what I wanted to talk about was not Vermintide specifically. Although that is an entire. I could do an entire episode about this. Dave and I were up till like 3 a.m. like a week ago talking about Warhammer Fantasy.
Okay.
But I really want to talk about. So we both know Cap. Cap is a good friend of mine. He decided he needed more friends to play Total War Warhammer with. And so I got that this week, and I've been playing it. I put like maybe, let's see, how many hours have I put into it since I got it at the beginning of the week? I have put 17 hours into it since I got it on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
About 5, probably 8 of those hours are just me sitting on like a menu screen forgetting to close the game out. But anyway, so I've been playing Total War Warhammer 2, and it does something very cool. So there was a first one, Total War Warhammer 1, that had like this one major continent, had a bunch of races, whatever. Mm-hmm. Warhammer 2 is a totally new continent, totally new races pretty much across the board. Some similarities, but mostly all new. At the very least, new factions in those races. Yeah. But it also introduces something called Mortal Empires, which was a free DLC that was added later on that allows you to play both at the same time if you own them both. Where it just doubles the map size essentially, smashes both maps together along the western and eastern seas respectively, and then you can play any of the races that exist in the game.
Amazing.
It's super cool. What's really, really cool is that it's a trilogy game. Like there's going to be a third one. It's been in development already, and they've confirmed that the third one will do the same thing, which is
nice.
So cool, first of all. But the real thing I want to talk about is
good lord,
two races specifically in this game. So Total War Warhammer is part of the Warhammer Fantasy games, whatever. And like the game has 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 races in the 15 races minimum. I think there's a couple of more extra ones, but 15 races in the if you play Mortal Empires. And each one has at least like 2 or 3 factions. Usually like 5 or 6. Well, usually 4 or 5. There are two that were added by DLC. The Tomb Kings, which I mentioned, are just undead fucking mummy people.
Yeah.
Right now on with their pyramids and shit.
As you do.
And the second is called as one does. The second is called the Vampire Coast. And no, I want you to know the main game, first one had vampires. They were the vampire counts, and they were all, I'm Vlad, and I'm out here, and I'm Viva Vampire.
Viva
the Vampire Coast. The Vampire Coast. Let me just get you literally just an image, so you can see what we're talking about. Now, Noah, just based on this image right here, what do you think the Vampire Coast is about? What do you think their aesthetic is?
Dan, are you about to tell me there's vampirates in this game?
They are vampirates, and it's the fucking best. It's so good. I literally cannot even begin to explain to you how much I love it.
How do they handle being out in the open sea, which is objectively very bright?
You see magic. I also don't think the vampires in Warhammer care as much about the sunlight. I think it's just like a type of undead.
Oh.
The thing, the best, arguably best thing about this whole campaign is if you look at this boy in the Jackson just put a message in the chat about how angry he is that we're talking about Warhammer without him. Well, we'll bring him back in, I think, on next episode because he probably has words. So I just sent Noah another image, and Noah, would you describe for me as best you can what that monstrosity hulking thing in the background is?
Yeah, for sure. Right on, for sure. It looks like a boat, and there's like elements of boat on the top, very spindly. One arm looks like it has a selection of anchors on it or something, like claw-like. The other arm has like 3 cannons tied to it. And it looks like it's built on the crotch area looks like the front of a boat, and it looks like there's a sea mine sitting in the torso, and then there's legs.
Yeah.
Is that a mine?
I think it's actually limbs. I think that's like at the front like hold of a ship, and like it's just stuff full of bodies. Like if you open the full size image, I think that's what it is. I think it's stuff full of people,
isn't it?
I think it's stuff full of bodies
that man
because
just
the vampire
eats people.
Because the vampires are all about, surprise, surprise, raising dead sea people and bringing them back and saying, hey, surprise, you serve the fucking Jolly Roger now.
I was going to say, I do see these undead sea people are pretty mouthy.
They are. These ones are special units in the front of this image, but there's also can we acknowledge, it looks like there are guys in the background, kind of like center middle that look like they're like in the middle of a dance number. Yeah,
they're
the ones they're either surrendering or in the middle of a dance number.
They're in the middle
ideas.
of doing Uptown Funk.
Yeah,
like literally,
exactly what it is.
Like that is literally all I'm thinking of. Is they're just like Uptown Funk you up while everyone else is out here just killing them.
So yeah, the vampires are all about fucking raising the dead pirate people and bringing them back and being like, oh, you work on my ship now. There's one called Count Noctilus who is straight up just fucking what's his Davy Jones, not Davy Jones, fucking what's his name? Is it Davy Jones from Pirates of the Caribbean?
Davy Jones, yes.
Yeah, it is Davy Jones. Okay, I had a moment of like hesitation where I'm like, am I stupid?
Yes.
He has like to the point where he has like the barnacles and shit growing off of him everywhere.
I see that he's another spiky boy.
And then the last piece of this that I need to talk about is that boat thing that you talked about. It's called a necrofex.
Necrofex,
Necrofex, Colossus.
Necrofex. Yeah. Okay.
It's just a giant fuck off boat, my dude. Like I can't tell you how happy it makes me that that's just a thing that you can have. It's not even like a rare unit. You can have theoretically an entire fleet of those suckers.
What?
Yeah,
you can have
they're not like a unique unit.
The walking boat full of bodies.
They're artillery units, so that you can just have them. It's not like there's one called there's one specifically. I'm trying to find the actual name of it. There's a handful of like legendary units that they have. One of them is called, I think, Big Bertha. Let me check because it's good. Where is she? I don't see her now. Yeah, I don't see it. But there's one called like Queen Bess. That's what it is. It's Queen Bess, and it is a cannon. It's a cannon that has like when I'm talking big cannon, I'm talking like you could stuff like a dozen bodies in there and still be fine to fire the cannon.
Oh,
like it is. Let me see if I can find you an image.
No, I found it. It's a big cannon.
You could stand
up in the front of it and not touch the top.
Comfortably. You could stack, I would argue, might be able to stack 2 people in the front of it and not touch the top. It's fucking huge. It's just a big cannon. And they decided they're just gonna make pirate vampires. Like they have their entire, like, they have their own mechanics. Like you can like upgrade, so your lords each also count as a boat unit. So when you bring them onto the sea, you can like hire more units from the sea and shit. It's so good. It's just so good. The Tomb Kings are also very cool. I don't want to like underplay that. Like they are very, very cool. But like
yeah, they're
stupid.
pretty cool looking. Not gonna lie. See, I don't think we've ever talked about this. But Egypt as an aesthetic is one that I enjoy, but I never took the time to look into their mythology.
Really, I was super into their mythology for a little while as a kid, because I thought it was like a really cool thing. And every now and again, anytime I wander into like a museum and see their we were at a museum, weren't we together? That we saw it. Was that together?
It was at the Mutter Museum. There were a few skulls from Egypt.
There was one that I went to.
Museum in Boston, and there was a.
That's what it was.
There was a little bit of Egypt.
There was a bunch of sarcophagi.
Sarcophaguses. Refer to them by their name, please.
Please show some respect.
Hey, Gus, sarcophagus.
Sir Coughing Gus, as he is known. The worst. Yeah. But yeah, it's
knowing that this stuff exists in the same universe as Battlefleet Gothic makes me happy.
It doesn't.
It does. It is all Warhammer.
It does not. It is not the same universe.
It is not the same Warhammer universe? Are you kidding?
It is not.
That is so infuriating.
Yeah, no. So the way it works is that while they share a lot of the same
you can bring these characters into your regular Warhammer game. I'm so confused.
No, you can't. You're not supposed to.
I'm seeing them sell pieces.
Yeah, because those are 2 different games. Warhammer Fantasy and Warhammer 40K are 2 different games. Like 2 different systems.
Oh, okay. Now I understand.
So the way it's set up is that Warhammer Fantasy has a lot of the same characters, a lot of the same ideas, it has literally the Chaos Guards are the same. Like some things are literally just copy paste. Mm-hmm. Warhammer 40K is
40,000 years in the future.
Theoretically 40,000 years in the future, but there are pieces that say that there's no way that is the case. Because like the fact that the greenskins are out in the universe and not just, wiped out.
I don't know what that means, but continue.
The greenskins are the orcs, and like
what?
The
that
thing
sounds like a slur.
that,
just call them the orcs instead of greenskins.
No, greenskins. No, because it's not just the orcs. It's also goblins and shit like that. The race is called greenskins.
Not making it sound better, but I understand now at least.
It's a in the same way that like I don't know, you got Beastmen or Skaven. The same way you have Skaven, right? Skaven are rat folk. They're called Skaven. The greenskin call themselves greenskins because it's like a bunch of different tribes that are like made up of different groups. And like lizardmen in this game have giant frog mages that like float around on like floaty chairs, but they're still called lizardmen.
Okay.
Warhammer is dumb. Warhammer is fucking stupid. Let's get that out of the way.
I'm picking up on that.
But yeah, no, it's very good. It's so stupid. It's so batshit off the wall. I personally prefer fantasy over 40K. I think fantasy takes itself less seriously about it, but has like more interesting so in 40K, right, it is really down to like 2 or 3 major races duking it out across this fucking intergalactic war. Whereas in fantasy, there's like 15 races and they're all out here doing things.
They really just be out here doing things.
They just be out here doing things. And don't get me wrong, some of those races, lad, they're the worst. Like Dark Elves in this are the fucking worst. Like not even like they are when you think of evil bad guy dark elves, that is their aesthetic.
Oh, good lord!
Like straight up, one of their like sub factions is like the Cult of Pleasure or something, and it's just the worst. They're just the worst.
Please tell me the Cult of Pleasure isn't about exactly what I think it is.
Oh no, it is. It is in fact exactly what you think it is.
It's just disappointing.
The main like lord in that cult is a sorceress that wears a bikini. It's great. But a fantasy bikini, you see, not the same. Totally different.
Right.
I don't know why you'd be so confused.
So it gives better support.
Mm-hmm.
And it can be skimpier.
And on the other side of the fucking planet is the vampire accounts, and one of their lords is basically Ghost Ursula. That's what it is. Ursula, it's Ghost Ursula without the skeleton, without the tentacle legs. Oh. Same aesthetic, same mood, same energy. No tentacle legs, is a ghost.
I don't know how to feel about this. I do. Dude, it's not very happy.
You shouldn't be. You shouldn't be happy. The high elves are basically exactly what you would think of as like the elf aesthetic from Lord of the Rings. Bretonia is like I don't even remember what Bretonia is based on, but each of the human factions are based on like different areas. Yikes. There used to be and I'm trying to remember who. Hold on, let me look it up. God, I fucking hate this game. There used to be a humanoid, like a human race out, like in the old air quotes version of it. It was a human nation far in the far sea, which I'll give you a guess which direction that is. And let me just read the first line. The inscrutable Eastern Empire, known as Nippon, is ruled by a reclusive semi-divine emperor, also known as the Divine Sun. Now, Noah, can't do that.
So are you trying to tell me that they just made a big stereotype race?
Mm-hmm. Not a stereotype nation, please.
A nation, I'm sorry. A big stereotype nation.
They're technically still humans, so they're not a stereotype race. But yeah, no, that is what they are. They're just... It's just what if Japan but fantasy. So
on one hand, I get it because the real world has a lot of great stuff going on, and hey, I mean, utilize.
To their credit, the lizardmen are super heavily influenced by like old like Aztec, South American, Mayan like aesthetic with like the temple structures and like the like clothing and like even their like it very heavily influenced by that, but it's different than called. But they're not called like Aztecians.
Okay.
And they're more than just like they have things going on other than they are inspired by the thing. And like you could make the argument that a lot of human races are inspired by Greek or Norse or Roman ideologies, but they're not just called like unlike in fucking 40K where it is literally just straight up space Rome. Like they have some things going on, but yeah, no, old Warhammer had some problems, but also had some cool shit going on too. Don't know what, but had some cool shit. Skaven are kind of neat. They live in like undercities. In the game, they can make their settlements instead of like taking over somebody else's settlement. They just make their settlement underneath somebody else's settlement. And like leech off of them like a bunch of fucking rat people. So that's neat. Yeah, Cathay. That's what it is.
It's one of those things where I feel like I really could get into the Warhammer lore, but I keep getting caught up on the Space Marines being kind of the worst.
The worst? The worst. Objectively the worst. No, I'm with you on that. Space Marines are the worst.
They're just kind of uncomfortable to like interact with because they're all out here like, oh yeah, praise be the dead emperor who rules us to this day, and kill ourselves for glory in battle. So they're like half Viking, because they have like the Viking faction and the Rome faction, and they're both on the same team, and they both work together. But they're like, I don't like them.
No, I'm with you on that. I feel kind of the same way about the greenskin, the orcs in 40K rather, because their whole thing is, but like, we're dumb, but also good at war?
Question mark?
At least,
isn't the orc thing that they're so dumb that if they believe it, it's true?
It's like a whole they're like one of the most powerful psychics in the universe or whatever, and like that's how all their shit runs.
That's
is because
how? Oh my
they paint their
gosh.
shit they paint their shit red, and that goes faster because they believe it'll make it go faster. Their guns don't work for other people because like that.
But in reality,
that
it's
doesn't work.
just that like they believe it and they don't realize that they are so powerful and like that they will it to happen.
Yeah, basically. I'm trying to remember which direction it went, but there's a story about somewhere where like this I want to say it was like human, like the fucking space marines that were like surrounded by greenskins and they were out of ammo, and so they just jumped up and started making gun noises, and the orcs believed they were still shooting and they died. I think that's the direction it went. It might have gone the other direction, but still.
Oh my gosh.
Either way, it's bad. It's stupid and bad. Warhammer is a dumb universe that I want nothing more than to play a game in. Like I want to play a tabletop game in it so bad, because I think that if you take away the reason I don't like 40K is because it's very there is really only one thing you can do, right?
Yeah.
Like really, you are fighting in the Grand War. Like that's the interesting thing going on. I mean, there are pirates and stuff going on, and that might just be my ignorance on the like grander subject. But at least in like 40K, at least in like Warhammer Fantasy, there's like stuff. Like there's like intricate fucking schemes going on, and people trying to take over other things, and like it's all this stuff going on. Whereas in 40K, it's always seemed like it's literally just about the Grand War TM. So that's where I'm at with it. But
well, nice.
Yeah, weird. It's a weird setting. Very interesting. Very weird. Dark elves are the worst. I'm still cackling about it because my dude, I can't like. Let me see if I can find you some like just even if you just look up Dark Elves Total Warhammer, like they're just the worst.
Yeah, I think I'll pass for now. And the only reason I'm passing is because we are closing in on the end of the episode. Anyway.
Are we really?
Well,
I mean,
that
was fast.
I mean, actually, I guess we have a little bit of time to kill. Never mind.
I mean, it doesn't matter either way. Hey, since we have some time to kill, if people wanted to go out and read these books about Warhammer, Noah, where might they go to do that?
They could probably just go to like a comic shop. They probably have the rule books there.
I quit this podcast forever. I'm done. I go home. I'm going home. Jackson.
Of course, you could also use audibletrial.com.
Can't even get it out.
audibletrial.com/off the air to get yourself a free audiobook, which I'm assuming you can get yourself a good Warhammer book on there.
There are a ton of love Warhammer books. I don't know any of them, but they exist. There is only one Dark Elf that is worth his salt, and it's this guy. Here, I'm just gonna send him to you, because he is Cthulhu Mask, the Dark Elf.
I just found him. I'm like,
Loker Felhart, the Kraken
cool,
Lord.
like, Squid Mask man. I like him. And then you're like, there's only one who's worth his salt. And I was about to say, oh, is it Squid Mask? And then you're like,
it's Squid
this
Mask.
Man, the Squid Boy.
That's his whole aesthetic, is he's gonna be a squid boy. He's gonna come out here, he's gonna wear this Kraken helmet, and he's gonna be all like, you see, Kraken helmet.
Good Lord.
It's stupid, very stupid. And then it all ends in the apocalypse, and that's what Vermintide is.
Wow.
Yeah, Vermintide. Oh boy, people have strong opinions about Vermintide.
People don't
not
like
the game, but like the event, because it is the end times, and like the end. What happened was essentially Warhammer Games Workshop. Games Workshop was like, "Hey, this has gotten a little bloated. We don't know what's going on. We don't have any clear idea what we're doing anymore. What if we make the apocalypse happen?" And the Chaos Gods rose, and the Chaos Warriors like fucking flooded down from the north. Skaven fucking dug underneath the planet and fucking burst up in cities all over the world, and everyone fucking died. And that's it. That's basically how it ends.
I don't know if I like that.
Then they did a new, like essentially a reboot, air quotes, called Age of Sigmar, which is like the current game for it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's not. No, people have very angry opinions about it because it just kind of threw away all the things that they had been setting up for years and years to be like, but what if the apocalypse? What if all your favorite characters died because we didn't have anywhere else to go with these?
That is a little unfortunate.
Yeah, people are not happy about it. In other news,
Oh yes,
Warhammer as a whole, Warhammer as a whole, kind of neat. I was looking through and I was surprised that they like came out with a new like Warhammer video game like recently-ish, like in like not video game, but a new Warhammer like tabletop game. I think it was 2018 was their most recent one for the RPG version for like the if you want to play it as an RPG rather than as like a war game, which is neat.
One of these days I'll get into Warhammer. I know I won't.
No, you won't.
But I'd love to.
Don't do it. All I care about for Warhammer the War game would be like doing miniature painting because I've always thought that was really cool. It's always seemed like one of those things that I could do as like a very like relaxing, like put on some lo-fi beats and just paint miniatures for like 6 hours.
Yeah, that would be a good time. But I also feel like if I'm going to be painting miniatures, I'd want music that applies to the race I'm painting and the characters.
Okay. I respect that.
However, let's be real here. The only team I'm going to play is the Mindless Bug People or the Pharaohs. Because
I don't think the Mindless Bug People are in fantasy. I think that's only 40K.
I think it's 40K. Side note, as soon
I don't
as,
think the Pharaohs,
as soon as I got far enough in the Battlefleet campaign that I could stop playing the Space Marines, I started playing the bugs. And it's so good.
Amazing.
Because you're just a collective hive mind, the whole game is narrated by the comms chatter of the Marines.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So you're just like out doing stuff and your narration of the story is people reacting to what you do.
That's a super cool like way to I like that a lot. That's really cool.
Mouth on it. And its main job was running into people and biting them.
There it was.
And then it would shoot them too.
They're Zerg. They're just Zerg. Warhammer rips all of its things from everything else. It's ridiculous. Actually, no, I think StarCraft ripped Zerg from Warhammer. I think StarCraft was originally going to be a Warhammer game.
That makes sense.
But they couldn't get the rights or something. I think that's how it is. I think that's why StarCraft has like Space Marines and shit. I want to say that I'm doing that right.
That makes sense because StarCraft is very adjacent. It's very adjacent.
I just remembered that the fucking vampire fucking coast has fucking giant crabs. Dun, 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 dun.
I do like that song.
Yeah, that's all I can think. I just saw like a bunch of them lined up, and I'm like, oh, I see.
Oh well.
Dumb, stupid game.
We do technically have some patron shout outs to do.
Don't we need Jackson for them?
But Jackson, yes, that is the thing. Jackson does need to be around for the one. I still have yet to get my other one, but when we gave Edge a shout out for being a patron 2 weeks ago, for whatever reason, Michael wasn't on the thing, but he's here now.
Oh,
I don't.
Thanks, Michael.
I didn't get an update as to whether he dropped and rejoined, or maybe I just checked the wrong email.
Can you blame him if he did?
No, not really. But the important thing is, if he did drop and rejoin, he's back, and we freaking appreciate it to freaking death.
I appreciate to fucking death because I can swear on this podcast.
Congrats, my dude.
I did it. Fucking destroyed.
Dan. Freaking heck. I want to say dang, I can't believe Dan, but now I just said Dan. Oh well. But yeah.
It's okay.
Michael,
you're just bad
thank
at life.
you so much for being a patron. Greatly appreciate it.
Thanks, Mike.
Michael Anthony Graham. I don't know what you're going by because there's different names there and in the server, but I'll take it.
Amazing.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it. That's our lovely talk about, all things
nerdy. This is like an old school episode.
Yeah, this is a nerdy episode. We complained about a movie. We were nerdy. It's a good time. I complained about a movie.
We need to do that more. We need to do this more. We need to complain about nerd shit more that we don't only know slightly about.
So yeah,
until
in that case,
fuck you. I said, but yeah.
But yeah.
I'm
Bubba the Bad.
Here.
BUBBADABAD. Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, and Twitch. Twitter, Tumblr, Twitch, the 3 T's.
You walk down New York City, you say, Bubba, and then somebody else goes, Bubba the booty. That's how it works.
You're insulting my people, the Italians. How dare you?
Are they your people?
Yes.
Really? I didn't know that.
I'm a full quarter.
I think
My mom's half Italian, half Czech.
Huh. Neat. You can find me at twitch.tv/Born to Rule, where I've been streaming Total Warhammer and Caesar, which NC4 picked up for me. And most Thursdays, Noah and I are streaming Divinity Original Sin Enhanced, where we still have not gotten out of the first city. You know, there's more to this game, right? There's like 2 or 3 other locations.
Thank the Lord. I hate this city. I'm so sick of this city.
I want you to know every other city is going to be just as bad, and you are wrong.
But here's the thing. I know every city is going to be just as bad, but this city is particularly bad because it's just blah.
Because we've been here for so goddamn long.
Yeah, it's because we've been here for so long. Everything else is great, but this city's just like, oh.
We're so close to being done here, I think.
We are. Honestly, I think we are done here.
I think we are. I think we're just finishing up side quests, yeah.
Oh, we just entered that church. I think the church is our last step. Oh, that's right. We have to do
the church. God, we got to do the church. But yeah, so that's been going on Thursdays. Tune in most Thursday nights and see us get mad at each other and watch Noah slowly learn how his characters work.
I know how my character works. It's the other 2 I'm not sure about.
I was going to say, you have 3 of them.
I know how Beef works. My good boy, Beef, the pink mustachioed bald wizard. And that's all that matters.
That is all that matters. When are we going to get that Beef fan art?
I have no idea.
Didn't Edge draw like a sketch of Beef at one point?
Nah, Emma did.
That's who it was. That was so good. I love it. But yeah, so you can find me there. And Twitter, twitter.com/born2rule 57. Had to remember. And then Instagram, Born to Rule 57 as well. Which I posted on for like a week and then I forgot about it, and now I need to go back to it because I keep like wanting to post things and then I'm like, but because the only thing that I would post like on a consistent basis is like the food that I make every night, and like I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, don't do that.
Nobody likes that guy. I don't go on enough adventures. I need to do more adventures. All right, we're done.
Yeah,
bye.
Cool. See y'all next week.
We had no outro for that. That was sad.